Now onto the floating pull. I really love this accessory movement because it really reinforces just a nice shape of the body into producing force for weightlifting. So if people start, trying to take the tension from the floor straight away, it's really hard for them to feel the position. So with the floating pull, you go to the same position we have done for all the other movements or the other cleans. Hook grip or not, I don't mind. You may even use straps for this movement. You're gonna push through the floor, shrug, keep the feet flat. As we go back down, the floating element is the weights aren't gonna touch the ground again. Up, push. Just a great way to add more fatigue without adding more load. Over the bar, push, shrug. Not going back to the ground, keeping the tension the whole time. And really good way to reinforce the shapes and getting stronger in that position. From the side, down, just staying off the floor, push, shrug. Remember, it is a pushing sensation, so shoulders over the bar in my position, arms nice and long, push, shrug. Keeping the elbows turned out, eyes up, chest up. So yeah, great movement. This is one you can load up a bit more now. So I've encouraged you to go a little bit lighter for the other two movements, just so you can understand a bit more speed and timing. With this one, because it's a bit more simple, you can add more load. You can try to challenge the shape a bit more. Obviously within reason, this isn't a prescription, just for education, something that I would give to my clients. Some common mistakes with the floating pull will be very similar to other ones. So people going too quick, rushing too much, using the arms too much. Again, I like to use this drill to help teach someone how to make the right position from the ground. So what I mean by this is, when I teach people Olympic lifting, they tend to have more of a deadlift setup. And this is fine for deadlifting, just have a bit more of a flexed back. Here, push, great for deadlifting. For Olympic lifting, I want to be more extended. So as I've spoken about it before, when I'm in my clean, I'm lifting the chest up, my back is arched as you can see, arms staying loose, and this is a position I want to recreate. When people first start learning, they tend to kind of be like this. So they're doing their clean pull, up, shrug. They're understanding the leg drive, they just don't understand what their back's meant to feel like. And being a bit flexed, it's not the end of the world, but what I'd like them to learn is more this. Rather than being here, just trying to get them to feel this. And I find the floating pull is really good at teaching that. So when you bring the barbell up, it gives people a bit of a reference point to feel. So the way I compare this, if you were to do a squat, we have the eccentric element before the concentric. So you have something for your body to react to before you push. With a deadlift or a clean or a snatch, there's no eccentric part. You have to go straight into the concentric, which can be quite challenging. What I mean by concentric is, say there's no tension, and then I have to create all the tension. With a squat, what I mean by eccentric is, I'm already have the tension on my body, so this is the eccentric where I'm lowering it, then I can perform the concentric, which can really be very beneficial at creating the right shape that we want. So we're basically just providing tension to the body for you to feel that. So floating pull here really helps people to stay upright, helps people get that extension through the back, but they don't rest on the floor and they push through the legs. Down, here, push, get that shrug. Remember, don't go too quick, don't rush it, take your time, nice slow burn. Just spending a lot of time under tension through the legs, through the back. Arms stay nice and loose. Here, push, shrug, don't need to rush. I want the bar scraping the thigh. I don't want it hitting the knee. So you're keeping the knees too bent, or don't shoot the knees back too much. As we've talked about in my first clean pull video, a lot of those principles apply here, but we're just having more time and attention. The main purpose is reinforcing that extension learning to load the legs up rather than someone who's used to being a bit more flexed. They may have done a lot of deadlifting in the past. So I find the floating pull is a great tool to learn what that feels like. And a lot of exercises I try to use, they reinforce positioning, they create fatigue without adding load straight away. If the main lever you have to pull on is load to make the exercise harder, then that shouldn't be the first priority that I would always go for. It would more be tempo, more pausing in certain parts, just so people can improve in the position. If you generally just slow a movement down, people are going to get better at it just because they have more awareness. That's the main thing I do with Olympic lifting is I give you ways to slow it down that reinforce the positioning so that when you do go quickly and you add the speed, you don't have to think about it. You know, top Olympic weightlifters, they don't have to think about the movement. They just know it so well they do it. What I'm trying to give you guys is, how do I break this down? How can you perform these exercises so that your body just understands where to be and how to produce force in these ways?